So Absence is basically a point of view play about a woman who is suffering from dementia. So it is we see her from the very early stages through through the progression of the disease, and it's kind of mirrored in the structure of the play, where it starts out with a fairly naturalistic tone and becomes more fractured, more expressionistic as it goes on. So the genesis of this play comes from my own personal experience, from my own mother, who suffered for many, many years from dementia. And the play originally came about from my trying to understand the world from her perspective as she was seeing it now, where cause and effect are suddenly not directly related anymore, where things happen or that you don't remember, or things that you do remember somehow actually didn't happen. And I want to kind of reflect that in kind of a dramatic way. And so basically, I sit down and kind of took that idea and ran with it, and sort of had this sort of set of situations that the protagonist experienced as her world kind of went to pieces around her, until the end there was like nothing, like she was just alone on an empty stage with in almost darkness with no sound, and kind of that's how it ended. So this was a play that was my thesis play when it was my thesis play at here at the Playwrights Theatre.
And what year was that?
Which was 2010, 2011.
Okay.
And it was a play. When I sent in my application, I put in the first draft of this play. And so once classes began, it started in the fall of 2010 with Ronan Noon, and we basically brought out the play, which sort of here it is. I accept all of your applause, and of course Ronan started going about everything that was wrong with it, and essentially what was wrong with it is that there was nothing dramatic really happening in the play. That it was here's a character, and a bunch of things were happening to her, and then at the end she slips away completely in dementia, and that was it. There was it was kind of some interesting theatrical things happening, but there was no drama. There was no the main character didn't seem to be trying to do anything. So I was like, I guess you're right. What do I do about that? So I started sort of ramping up the drama, sort of creating. I made the character into a much harder character. So having said that she was based, the genesis of the idea was from my mother's situation, but my mother was a very warm, accepting person, and I decided, well, to make it more dramatically interesting, to have my protagonist Helen be very cold, very controlling, being the one who's always in charge of every situation, which makes it so much more interesting. To have a person like that, have her control slip away, have her control of reality slip away, and then that kind of set up conflicts between her and her husband, and her daughter, because she has been trying, basically spent her life kind of manipulating them, and they've been resenting her for that. And now suddenly, with her weakness, all these kind of conflicts have been buried for a while, are now coming out into the open.